Hi everyone, it's Jo from Plan to Create. Welcome to my channel. Today I will be doing next week's setup in my B6 Stalogy. And as you can see, this was my Mother's Day present from my boys. And yes, I have Animal Crossing. I have fallen down that rabbit hole. I'm way behind what everybody else seems to be, but that's okay. It's such a cute little game, so when I find time, I will build up my little island. Okay, so this spread here is for this week. Today is Sunday. I am behind again this week. I really like to try and get my filming done Friday so I don't have to edit and do everything all in the one day, but it happens. Okay, so last week's video I did a setup on how I'm using it. This was my first week's spread. Now I call this the McCarthy method because this is my little method of planning. And what I do is I set out my week, each day of the week, and then I have categories, and each color has a category, and once it is completed, then I mark it off. And then my dailies are just straight bullet journaling. And again, once it's highlighted, it is complete, even though the box isn't colored in. But once I complete something, then I highlight it and I know what needs to be moved along. Okay, so we've got this week, and I did this one a little bit differently. I didn't have as many categories, and I put the weekend together, which I don't really like. So I'm going to go back to this layout, and I'll have the same categories up top. So what I will do now is I will rule everything up. I like to use a ballpoint to do all the ruling because I use highlighters, so it won't smudge or anything like that. So I'll go ahead and rule this up, and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, so here we are with my week all ruled up. Now, I normally, and this is more for probably homeschooling purposes, but I like to write in the week number. So it's week 12 and the 18th to the 24th of May. Okay, so the one I'm going to do again this week, it's more of a horizontal layout. So I've got the weeks on this side and my categories up the top. So we've got Monday the 18th. Okay, and last time I used this spread, this bottom column here, I used for meals. So and then notes on this side, but I'm going to leave it for now, and I might swap them around. I'll see how I go during the week. Okay, so along the top we have a to-do column, a housework column which includes groceries, a miscellaneous, any appointments, one for me, one for, which order did I do it in? One for my son, one for my husband, and then I have another blank column here. If I tried to, I've tried it a couple of different ways, but I find this way is the best. If I've got appointments, I'll put this column in. If not, I'll just have a longer miscellaneous column, because if I try to split it up any other way, I end up with one day crossing over both pages or one category, which I don't like. So okay, now the boxes are small, but this is just like a weekly overview. I also have obviously daily pages. So on this, anything that I know needs to be done on a certain day, a certain time, or I don't put absolutely everything in on this. This is sort of, yeah, my weekly overview. Okay, so what I will do now is I'll just put a little dot next to each category, so I'll remember what colours are what. Now I'm using mild liners for this. I am using a fountain pen, and I'm using, it's called Platinum Carbon black ink, and as you can see, you can highlight over it. Obviously you give it a few seconds to dry. You don't want to highlight over it straight away, because I was using ballpoint pen all the time so I could highlight, but this stuff is brilliant. So if you like highlighting and you like fountain pens, invest in some of this, because it's awesome. It's the only ink that I've found. See, like there's a little smudging here because I was too impatient, but the rest of it, it's all good. So okay, and then so we've got that set up, and then for my weeklies, I just use a pencil to rule down in the middle of the page a space for 2 columns. Okay, so I'll just show you how I do this. So I'm switching it up again this time because obviously we have 7 days and it's split into 2. We have a spare one. So that will be a column for this week. And then we've got Monday, okay, so that's all our days written in. Now I'll rule those other lines later, but what I'll do is at the end, I erase the lines. I just like the look of it better without the lines, but I need to keep the lines in, so I keep everything straight. So, and just to show you, this is my mild liner and over the top. So that's how good this ink is, and I haven't let it dry enough, but you get the gist. Okay, so I have some a little post-it note. These are from Tickle Pink Planning. These came in during the week in some Happy Mail. They're gorgeous, and I have the biggest soft spot for posties. Okay, so what I'll do is I'm just going to put in what I know that I want to get done this week, and I'll be back. I've watched so many planner videos where they sit there and they fill out the whole week. I don't do that. I do it day by day. So Monday morning I'll sit down and I'll work out what I need to do for that day. So I've got this reference here for what things that I need to do for this week. So Monday I'll sit down, fill that all out, and at the end of the day or the following morning I go through and highlight anything that has been done. Same with my dailies. Obviously I can't fit all these things in the weekly, so I just put major things down that I know I need to get done, and then I'll list all my dailies that I need to do in the morning, and then that night or the next morning when I'm planning out Tuesday, I mark off what's been done. Okay, so that's this week's setup, and I hope I gave you some ideas for things that you can try in your planner. Thanks again for stopping by, I really appreciate it. Love it if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.